Hello everyone and welcome back to Circus Circuit, Unraveling Global Trade, the podcast where we break down the complex world of international business. Sometimes it's structured, sometimes it's chaotic, but it's always fascinating. I'm your host, Kate Foronda, and today, as we continue celebrating Women's History Month this March, we are shining a light on a topic that's long overdue: women in commodities. Even with all the progress we have made toward gender equity in business, commodity trading is still one of the most male-dominated industries out there. But things are starting to shift, slowly yes, but in the right direction. In today's episode, we are taking a closer look at why women are still underrepresented in this field, what challenges they are up against, and just as important, what strengths they bring to the table. You will hear real business stories, get the stats that matter, and find out what needs to change to open more doors for women in the world of commodities. So, whether you are in the industry, investing from the sidelines, or just curious, this episode is for you. Let's kick things off with some eye-opening facts. According to 2023 report by McKinsey & Company, only about 10% of senior roles in commodity trading are held by women. And when you look specifically at physical trading desks, that number drops even lower. Now, compare that to other sectors like finance and investment banking, where women have made far more progress. In those industries, over 20% of leadership roles are held by women, and that number continues to climb. So, why is commodity trading still so far behind? Well, it comes down to a few key things: industry culture, historical biases, and lack of visibility. For decades, commodities trading has had a reputation. It's still been a high-stakes, fast-moving, and often physically demanding world. Deals were done face-to-face, often through personal networks built over time, and the environment was shaped by an old boys club mentality. Women were rarely invited to those circles, and even when they were, they often had to work twice as hard to prove they belong. That legacy hasn't disappeared overnight. While things are slowly shifting, progress has been uneven and in many places painfully slow. But here's the good news: change is happening. And the more we talk about it, the faster that change can come. To understand why women are still underrepresented in commodities trading, we have to look at some of the core challenges they face. Challenges that aren't always visible on the surface, but that run deep within the industry's culture. I would put them in three main categories. First is the perception problem. Let's start with mindset. Many hiring managers, often unintentionally, still carry a subconscious bias that trading is a high-pressure, aggressive game. It's seen as fast, risky, and cutthroat. And for years, that's been associated with a very specific kind of personality, typically male. I spoke to a female trader in the oil industry who shared a frustrating but all too common experience. Listen what she said. In my job, I was advised to be toughen up and not take things personally. But when my male colleague got aggressive in negotiations, he was called assertive. It took me years to be taken seriously. That one quote sums up a problem many women in trading face. Different standards, different expectations, same job. The second is the network gap. Let's talk about relationships here. As I said, commodity trading, especially physical trading, is a relationship-driven business. Deals aren't just about numbers and charts, they are often made over industry dinners, at trade conferences, or at the trading floor. And in these circles, women are still significantly underrepresented. Without access to those informal networks, it becomes harder for women to build connections, get noticed, and close deals. It's not just about being smart or capable, though things matter, of course, but this industry still runs on who you know. And when women are missing those spaces, they are also missing from the deals flow. Finally, number 3, I would like to talk about is the work-life balance myth. And this is the big one. The idea that women can't or don't want handle the lifestyle. Long hours, late night calls, global travels, high-stakes decision-making. The assumption is that women, especially those with families, won't be interested or be able to commit. But let's be real. Men in this industry have families too. The real issue isn't about capability or ambition. It's that many companies still operate an outdated structure that makes it hard for anyone, man or woman, to balance work and life in a healthy way. And we are in 2025. There are tools, technologies, and policies that make flexible work not only possible but productive. Firms that want to retain top talents, regardless of gender, needs to rethink what's normal on the trading floor. They need to renorm what they had before. Now, despite all challenges we have talked about, let's be clear. Women who do break into commodities trading are bringing serious values to the table, and not just in terms of checking a diversity box. They are reshaping how the industry thinks, works, and succeeds. Let's look at a few of unique strengths that women are bringing into the space. First of all, it's negotiations and smarter risk management. A 2022 Harvard Business Review study found something really interesting facts. Women on average tend to take more thoughtful, strategic approach to risk. Now, in a market of volatile as commodities, where prices can swing widely with weather pattern, political events, or global supply chain disruptions, this is a big deal. Recently, I had a conversation with a senior risk management at one of the top agri-trading firm, and here's how she put it. Women tend to look beyond short-term gains and focus on long-term stability. In commodities, that's an advantage because it's not just about making deals, it's about making the right deal. Did you hear what I just said? It's not just about making deals, it's about making the right deals. It's not that women are more cautious, it's that they are often more deliberate. They weigh the risks, ask more questions, and tend to look at the bigger picture. And in a business where one bad trade can cost millions, that kind of thinking is a gold. Another thing is relationship-driven success. There's a stereotype that commodity traders have to be ultra-aggressive, hard-hitting deal makers, but here's the truth. This business runs on relationships. Whether it's negotiating a long-term supply agreement or navigating tense price talks, trust and communication is matter. And women often excel in building those human connections. In fact, companies like Cargill, a major player in soft commodities, have found that diverse teams, especially those with strong female representation, consistently outperform more homogeneous ones when it comes to both deal making and client retention. Why? Because empathy, active listening, and relationship management are not soft skills. They are success skills, and women are bringing them to the forefront. The future of commodities is changing fast. We are seeing a massive shift toward data-driven, AI-powered forecasting and sustainability-focused strategies. And guess what? Women are leading many of these changes. And I'm now talking leading the shifts to data and sustainability. As the industry became more digitalized and accountable, not just for profit, but also for ethics, impact, and compliance, women are stepping into key roles in analytics, innovations, and system thinking. They're not just reacting to change, they're driving it. So yes, the industry still has barriers, but the women who are there, they're not just surviving, they are elevating the game. Now, let's take a moment to spotlight a few women who aren't just participating in commodities. They are leading, innovating, and changing the rules of the game. They are the kind of stories that don't get told enough, but they are exactly the ones we need to hear more. And I would like to talk about 3 cases. I think it's very representative of the industry. Let's start with Isabel Girolami, a woman whose leadership is helping reshape how modern commodity exchange operates. She is CEO of Euronext London, and she is the one of the most important financial lady in Europe. She brought a fresh, forward-thinking approach to a traditionally rigid and male-led environment. So what was her mission? And in my view, is to make trading smarter, more inclusive, and more efficient. She once said, the best traders are not the loudest, but the smartest. And if you are ever watched her work, you'll see she leads by exactly the same principle. She's known for keeping a cool head, making sharp decisions, and pushing for systems that focus on performance, not personality. Under her leadership, Euronext has taken real steps toward diversifying its talent pipeline and modernizing how commodities are traded, making the industry just a little more accessible and a lot more human. Another example is Blues Masters. So if you ever studied finance or traded derivatives, you have probably heard of the name of Blues Masters. She's best known for her work at JP Morgan, where she played a key role in creating credit default swap, a financial tool that completely changed how companies manage risk. That alone could have defined her career. However, she didn't stop there. Blues went on to become a major force in commodities trading, helping JP Morgan build one of the most powerful commodities desks in the world at the time. What's really inspiring is that she didn't just excel in traditional finance, she also became one of the earliest and most vocal champion of blockchain and commodities. And I found this absolutely amazing because she's an advocate. She's a pusher of blockchain. And we talked a lot about blockchain in our previous episodes. And again, I think it's absolutely amazing. She saw the potential for digital ledger to improve transparency, traceability, and trust in physical supply chain. Everything from oil to metals to agriculture. And again, this really great. And I'm really happy that it's happening on such level. In February 2025, she rejoined JP Morgan as a chair of its securities unit in the UK, and she continues to advise and lead on projects that are bringing the commodities world into the digital age. She proved that women in commodities aren't just keeping up, they're often way ahead of the curve. Finally, I would like to talk about women-led startup. It's a vinculum. And there's a next generation of innovators. Women who are not just joining the industry, but building differently from the ground. In 2023, a group of female entrepreneurs launched a company called Vinculum, a blockchain-based coffee trading platform. What was their goal? To bypass the traditional middleman in the supply chain and make sure coffee farmers, especially smallholders in Latin America and Africa, get paid fairly and on time. Using blockchain technology, they create a transparent platform where buyers can trace exactly where their coffee comes from, how it was grown, and who profits from each step in the chain. This isn't just innovation for innovation's sake. It's a very powerful blend of tech, trade, and purpose. And it shows that women in commodities aren't just asking for a seat at the table, they are building new tables. These stories remind us that women in commodities aren't just succeeding, they are transforming how the industry works. They are showing us that leadership doesn't have to look or sound one particular way. That relationships, technology, and long-term thinking are just as valuable as fast decisions and high-volume deals. And most importantly, they are making room for the next generations of women to step in with confidence, with curiosity, and be open to new ideas, and to not afraid to present those ideas. So, how do we get more women into commodities? It's a great question, and I would suggest 4 steps that should be taken. First, I think it's mentoring and sponsorship program. Women need industry mentors who will open doors and advocate for them. Then I would name flexible work models. More firms need to ditch outdated work culture and embrace remote work and hybrid schedules. It will bring better life-work balance. Then it's definitely industry visibility. Companies should highlight female leaders in commodities through conferences, panels, and media features. And finally, investment in education. More scholarship and training programs targeting women in finance, trading, and data analysis will help build the next generation of female commodity traders. As someone who's been in this industry for 20 years, I would like to call to all women out there to consider a career in commodities. The door is open, but we need more of you to walk through it. And if you are in industry and want to support the change, be a mentor, be an advocate, and the challenge outdated biases. That's it for today's episode of Circus and Circuit Unraveling Global Trade. If you enjoyed this conversation, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share this episode. You can also connect with me on LinkedIn. I would love to hear your thoughts. And until next time, keep trading smart and breaking barriers. Better is coming.